Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game, and it's a preview of the big one. It's Chelsea at the London Stadium against West Ham United in association with our sponsor Royal London Watches. Now, I normally ask my guests for their thoughts on the teams, but I've got a different series of questions for them tonight. Gonzo, is this the manager of the year we're coming up against? If it was May, would this manager get manager of the year?
I think he is manager of the year. I do think that Chelsea, Abramovich in particular, wanted Guardiola, and I think Conte was their second choice, and I think he's probably now pleased that Guardiola turned him down, went to City, and his second choice looks to be the one that's acclimatised to the Premier League the best.
We've also got with us former West Ham player Jack. Jack, thanks for joining us. But for your question, if this was May, are we coming up against a player of the year? And if so, which one wins it?
It's tough, isn't it? I mean, Chelsea as a team have been fantastic. You could even go as far down as the likes of Victor Moses. Alonso have been fantastic. But obviously, Diego Costa's been in wonderful form. Kante, and of course, Eden Hazard looks like he's really found that form that he had a couple of years ago. So look, they're in a good place at the moment. They're playing well, but you know yourselves how special the West Ham Chelsea games are, especially under the lights, and of course at the Olympic Stadium this time. It really is going to be a cracking game.
Gonzo, I think Jack's just giving your answer away there, but are we also coming up against the signing of the season?
What about Schwei?
Aha, very good.
What, Kante?
Yeah.
Well, you've only got to look at Leicester, then look at Chelsea. They needed someone. They probably haven't. I think they thought Matic was going to be that guy when they bought him, but actually, you've got to look. He's the new Makalele, if you like. So yeah, he's very, very, very good.
I think Alonso's maybe underrated as a signing. As Jack touched on there, I think he's what sort of him and David Luiz have actually completed the way Conte can use that back five system, because he's got Luiz, the ball player, and then he's got Alonso who just gets up and down that left side, which is quite scary. And I'm going to say the most improved player this season is also a Chelsea player. Jack, I'll get your opinion on this guy. And for me, it's Pedro. I think last year I thought he was I looked at him and I thought, is he really going to make it? He sort of had a little bit of a reputation at Barcelona, but didn't quite make it there. Came to Chelsea. But this year, he's just been, I think he's arguably one of the best players in the league this year, Jack.
Oh, he's been fantastic. And the fact that he's keeping Willian out the side just shows how good he has been, because he was probably Chelsea's best player last year. And to keep him out the side's an achievement in its own. But he's been in great form. And you can tell that he's enjoyed playing this year, because he's played in pretty much every game, even the FA Cup games. I mean, I went to the Peterborough-Chelsea game, for example, and he wasn't just there, just going about his business, going through the motions. He meant every tackle, every pass, and he scored 2 wonderful goals that day. And the entire season's been great. So he's definitely one that's we're going to have to watch and make sure we marshal carefully and hopefully keep him quiet.
Yeah, he's the one that scares me anyway. He scored in his last 3 games. He's also got 7 in his last 9. That's like striker form. That's good striker form. Jack, are Chelsea going to be the title winners?
I think so, yeah. I think the gap's too big now, isn't it? And I think as long as they can just keep ticking over, keep winning their games, I think eventually they'll go on to win the league. However, the places below it are all up for grabs, aren't they? I mean, second all the way down, right to the bottom of the table. It's going to be tight in the relegation spaces, tight for the European spaces, and of course tight for that second, third and fourth spot.
Well, the man in the middle on Monday night, he could have a job on his hand, is Andre Mariner. West Ham have had him 28 times in Premier League, and we've only won 5 of them. The greatest record. We've had him 3 times this season. We won 4-1 at Swansea. We drew 1-1 at home against Stoke, and we lost 3-1 away to City. Chelsea have also had him 28 times in the Premier League, but they've won half of them. They've had him 3 times this season. So 2-2 away to Swansea, and they beat Leicester 3-0 twice. But let's talk about West Ham. Let's talk about the big man, Gonzo. Is it a massive lift that Andy Carroll is going to be fit on Monday night?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's probably the only chance we have. Bearing in mind Antonio's out, we're not going to out-football Chelsea. We're just not. They've got a very good system. Conte's got that tactical discipline. I would imagine one of the only ways we're going to get behind them, bearing in mind the pace been taken out of the team, is for Andy Carroll to do something and for us to get service to him. So it's we would have been blunted without him. So it's a big, big plus, yeah.
Would you agree with that, Jack? I mean, he's got 5 in 3 London derbies, Andy Carroll. He's scored 2 in his last 3 against Chelsea.
Yeah, no, he's a fantastic player, isn't he? And it's not just his goals that he brings to the team; it's his presence. It's everything that goes with having Andy Carroll on the team sheet. The moment you see his name on there as an opposition defender, instantly you're thinking, right, I'm in for a tough game today. And he seems to really lead by example from the front. He challenges for everything. He puts himself about. He works hard. And obviously in possession, his quality is different gear, and hopefully he can continue his good form. He seems to like he's got over his main injury. Obviously missed the last one, but hopefully he'll be back and looking to make up for missed time now.
Well, West Ham have only got a 21% win rate without Andy Carroll, but with Andy Carroll, we've got a 50% win rate. Jack, big question. I don't think there's a right answer for this one. What formation do we play against Chelsea? How do we approach this to get something out of it?
Look, it's a tricky one, isn't it? I think, do you change your formation? Do you go free at the back? Do you go and press them? Do you sit off them and let them have the ball? It's a tricky one, and it seems so far this season, whatever Chelsea have come up with, they've pretty much found a way to win. So for me, I think Slavan's just got to go out on the training pitch and just do what he's been doing all year. Select the best team that he's got, the best 11 players. Focus on themselves and just send the boys out there with the same messages he gives them every week and the focus on them rather than trying to worry about stopping Chelsea too much.
Gonzo, do we play with a right back or a right wing back, and who fills that role?
I think he's going to keep the formation. So if he keeps the formation, we play with a right back. Who is going to fill that role? Kiate is going to fill that role purely and simply because it allows a deferral. He can defer the toughest decision he's got, which is which two to pick in central midfield. He don't want to drop Obiang, he don't want to drop Noble, he don't want to drop Kiate, and playing Kiate at right back means he can keep them all in the team and keep them all happy. Obviously, the decision will have to be made at some point, but I think that's what we're going with, yeah.
Jack, do you think Andre Ayew deserves a start? Antonio's missing through suspension, so do you think this is the chance for our record signing to sort of shine and show West Ham fans what he's capable of?
Yeah, look, it was great for him to get his goal the other day, wasn't it? And hopefully that's given him a little bit of confidence. And he's another one who's going to be looking to make up for lost time, isn't he? He's got a good run in the games between now and the end of the season. Such a shame to be missing Antonio because he's been, well, for me, he's been our best player this season. So it's an opportunity for someone to go in there, and why not Ayew? He's the big money man. He's got a point to prove, and where better to start than against Chelsea under the lights at the London Stadium.
No, that's who I would like to see start up front with Carroll. I would like to see 4-4-2 in this one and just go for it. Gonzo, is it important that, well, I want to see 4-4-2. You think we're going to stick with the same formation. So does Bilic need to sort of play Lanzini in the role he finished the game against Watford, where he moved in that centre position? He's got 7 goals and 11 derbies. He loves a London derby, Lanzini.
Well, Lanzini's a quality player. Lanzini could play in that Chelsea team. Lanzini would not look out of place in any team. That's how technically good he is. We need to keep him central. We need to keep him in a position where he can dictate play. He used to play Payet wide quite a lot. You sort of would understand it because Payet used to cut in and shoot. Also, Payet had a very, very good cross on him. So I would almost just swap those positions and you put Ayew in from the start where Antonio would have played and keep it the same, really.
Jack, what's it like being a player away to play Chelsea? I had a look. You've played Chelsea a few times. You didn't have the best records against them, unfortunately. I think you've got 1 point against them or something like that. But what's it like in that change room as a footballer? I know it was Upton Park, but what's it like being a West Ham player before Chelsea?
Yeah, look, I know it's very cliche, but it's the games that you look forward to right at the start of the season. You have a look for the big games against the big clubs, and especially the home games, London derbies. There's nothing better, and the players would be excited for this. They would have been gearing up for it, especially the last couple of weeks. And it's even better that it's a Monday. Like I know I keep saying it, but there's always a special feel at night games, and be any different. The fans are going to be up for it. The players are certainly going to be up for it, and it's a sort of game as a player. You go out there, you know if you put in a good performance or you score a special goal, that the fans will remember it for a long, long time.
Indeed we will. Before I ask these two if they're confident and what their predictions are, you can join us on the boats before the game on Monday night. Simply email us hammerschat@gmail.com or get in touch with us. Any of the links below. We've got our Twitter and our Facebook links below. Get in touch and come join us for a beer before the game. Gonzo, Are you confident for this one? I mean, is it a case of we've got nothing to play for now, so pressure's off? And Alex Ferguson always said it's easier to do the chasing than it is to be chased. And right now, Chelsea are up at the top. And while there's a gap, there's a lot of teams probably looking at this fixture thinking West Ham can do us a favour here. We did it to Tottenham last year.
Yeah, I'm not confident particularly, but West Ham do have a record and a history of piddling on other people's fireworks, for want of a better word. And, you know, be it Man U or, as you say, Tottenham, we have scuppered quite a few title challenges and they've floundered when teams have come to West Ham. So it would not surprise me if we did stick a spanner in the works. But I'm not confident that we'll go out and beat Chelsea. No, how could you be?
What about you, Jack? I mean, you're looking at this from a player's perspective. You spoke about how special it is. Are you confident that the players can sort of step up a gear? I mean, we've beat them already this season at home.
Yeah, 100%. Why not? Look, it was a tricky start to the season. It seems like they've turned the corner now, and we're better to really send out a statement and start a good run in towards the end of the season to finish high up the table as possible. I'm going to go 2-1 home win.
2-1 home win, says Jack. I'm worried for this one. I think Chelsea have just got everything in their locker. I seen it the weekend against Swansea, 1-3-1, and everyone said Swansea were unlucky. Chelsea had to work for it. But the thing is, Chelsea still won 3-1. That's how good they are. Like Jack said earlier, you can play counter-attack in football, or you can you can attack Chelsea. It doesn't matter. Chelsea have got an answer. They've got an answer to everything. Conte's got everything in his locker, and he's a manager who's not scared to change it early in the game. If it's not working, he will change it. Gonzo, what's your prediction? Jack's saying 2-1.
I think we'll draw, but I think someone needs to get in and around Costa. Someone needs to wind him up. He's sorted his discipline out, Conte. Someone needs to wind Costa up, pinch his bum, slap him about a bit. I don't know, something, whisper something naughty in his ear. Someone needs to wind him up so he loses focus on the game, and then we might have a chance. Maybe Jose Fonte Baby can do it.
So what's your score prediction?
I said 1-1, didn't I?
I don't know. I thought you said a draw, but I don't know if you said 1-1. All right, I don't know. I'm going for a mix. I'm going for my favourite scoreline. I am going
2-2.
I'm going for 2-2. The thing is, the last 4 times we've played them, we've beat them twice 2-1, we've lost 2-1, and we've drawn 2-2. So there's always goals when we play Chelsea under Bilic. So I'm hoping that's the same. I'm hoping it's entertaining. We've got nothing to lose anymore. We're in that position where we're not going down. Freedom's out. But Jack, thank you very much for joining us.
No, thanks for having us, fellas. Good luck, and hopefully it's a good game.
Cheers,
and
mate.
thank you. Make sure you subscribe. We'll be back on Monday night with a review. Gonzo will have his vlog, and we've got loads of stuff coming up with the Premier. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, join us on the forum, and we'll see you later.